Right. So again, Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. We have a very quite small class. So I have in my system 19 of you as of 10 a.m. today. But anyways, I know this is an elective course for you, and I can see from the name list we have 3 programs with us today. I have AE02, AE14, as well as AE23. So welcome to PEY3143, Islamic Financial Accounting. And so this is me. So inshallah, I will see you physically after Hari Raya nantilah. And our class would be, kalau tak salah dekat KA nanti. So my name is Dr. Hazianti. So for those of you who haven't met, that we haven't met, so welcome to the class. And as you can see here, I got my PhD in accounting. My bachelor and master degree is also in accounting. But right now I am a Sharia registered financial planner. So I did both Sharia as well as the non-Sharia. At the moment, I am a certified Sharia RFP trainer and certified Sharia RFP examiner. And I am also a member of MFPC examination board. So here you can see this is my email and this is my mobile number. Can you just give me 1 second? Saya nak tukar the Wi-Fi. All right. Okay. So if you have anything, you can just switch on your mic and speak. Saya tak nampak the chat dekat sini. My view is only the slide je at the moment. All right. So for today's class, I'm not going to take very long to explain to you. This is our course outline, what we're going to do and what we're going to learn for the next 13 weeks, as well as maybe to share with you our exam questions and also the assessment. All right, so this is a 3 credit hour subject, and for this course we are going to learn about the accounting concepts, especially the application of accounting in Islamic financial institutions, for example, banks, Islamic banks, zakat institutions, and you will be exposed to basic accounting terms. So you will be learning 2 things. One is the conventional accounting method, and the other one is the Islamic accounting part. And maybe some calculations, as well as a bit on zakat accounting and also takaful accounting. All right, so this would be our course learning outcome. We will analyze the annual report of Islamic banking institutions or Islamic financial institution. You would be able to explain accounting reporting practice in Islamic financial institution and to manage financial information from various resources. So the teaching methods and assessment is very straightforward. We're going to have a lecture. So at the moment, until week 4, we're going to have an online classes using this WebEx channel. And for the assessment, you are going to be assessed on both midterm exam, including quizzes, as well as final exam. And you're going to have 2 assignments. One would be individual assignments and the other one would be group assignment. But I think I will wait until maybe next week to see the final number of the class so that I can assign the group assignment to you. All right, so I will skip this part. We will go straight to our course content. So for this week, right after the explanation of this performer, I will go to our very first topic, which is Introduction to Islamic Accounting. So maybe some of you is familiar with the concept of Islamic finance. But here we're going to focus more on the Islamic accounting part. All right, so for today, we're going to look at the definition, the sources of Islamic accounting, the objectives, as well as the current development in Islamic accounting. For the next week, we are going to look at wealth in Islam. It's a very short topic, and maybe I will combine with topic 3, basic concept of accounting. So for the third week, we're going to look at third week ni probably after Hari Raya lah, because next week our class would be on the 4th and then on the 2nd of April, and on the 9th tu sehari lagi nak raya kan. So for that week, I think kita tak ada kelas lah, 8 until 12 tu. Right, anyway, going back to the concept of a basic concept of accounting. So this is quite an advantage for those of you who actually already have accounting knowledge or accounting background. But we will go very briefly on the basic concept of conventional accounting. So you will learn about the concepts, about the accounting principles, and about the recording, and also the financial statements based on accounting concept. And we are also going to look at the concept of Islamic accounting. So we want to know the difference between the conventional accounting as well as the Islamic accounting. Okay, and then we will proceed with ethics in Islamic accounting. As you can see, you have a lot of readings to be done for this course, even though the name is Islamic accounting. So the accounting part is not that much. We are focusing more on the ethics, on the social responsibility, as well as on the Islamic finance contract, the finance contract. Okay, and then in week 5, inshallah, we're going to look at the financial statements, the definition, the functions, and the financial reporting process. And you will see a bit on financial statements under topic 3 as well. But the focus on this chapter would be the recognition, the measurement, the presentation, as well as the disclosure. So if you are familiar with financial statements of conventional companies, so in this case, we will look at the financial statements of Islamic financial institutions. So it's a bit different. All right, and then we are going to look at accounting standards. So for those of you who are familiar with accounting, so in accounting, we have IASB, International Accounting Standard Boards, who actually come up with IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard. That is for the conventional accounting. For Islamic accounting, we have an organization called AOFI. So this is actually an organization for accounting, auditing, an Islamic organization for financial institutions. So they have their own accounting standard, especially for financial institutions. So for this topic, we're going to look at both. We are going to look at the conventional accounting standards and the Islamic accounting standard, which is actually referred to AOFI. There are some concepts and also standards and they are similar. Some tu lain sikit lah, but mostly basic, kita kata the basic, the broad concept tu is actually similar from conventional accounting and Islamic accounting. So for this accounting standard, you will be learning about AOFI standards. And then after the semester break, we're going to look at accounting for deposit and investment. So here we have deposit and investment, and I will only focus on wadiah and also mudarabah. And then after that, we're going to look at financing as well. But for this Islamic financial contract, for deposit and investment, financing, murabahah, ijarah, leasing, and as well as tawaruk, I will import. we have experts at our faculty, expert in Islamic finance. So I think for that topic, especially for the principal part of the contract, I will invite our guest lecturer to do and share the topics with you, especially on the principles of the Islamic contract. But I will cover on the accounting part later, the recognition, the measurement, and also the penalty. All right, so we have a few contracts, mudarabah, wadiah, murabahah, ijarah, as well as tawaruk. And then a bit on accounting for takaful. So those of you with takaful and also insurance background, so this is about the accounting for takaful, how do we actually record the premiums, the contributions, and also the payout to the policyholders. And last but not least, we are going to look at accounting for zakat, especially zakat paid by business, and also calculation for business zakat for financial institution. So as you can see here, our focus would be on financial institution, Islamic financial institution. Okay, so it's not that AV, I would say, because this is an elective subject for you, just to introduce to you the basic concept of Islamic accounting, especially on the Islamic financial contract. Okay, so this would be your assessment, your midterm test, your individual assignment, and as well as your group assignment. But for this individual assignment, this will also include 10% is your midterm exam. This individual assignment will include quizzes and also your forum for the individual assignment. So saya tak pecahkan lah dalam ni juga. The total would be 25%. And your group assignment would be 25% as well. And your final exam would be 40%. Alright, for our references, you can rely on my notes saja, mungkin cukup lah. But if you need a textbook, you can go to this Principle of Islamic Accounting. We have Nabil Badun and Malia Sulaiman. We have text from ISROC on Islamic Financial System Principles and Operation, as well as Accounting for Islamic Finance, published by MIA, Malaysian Institute of Accountants. All right. So a bit on your assignment. So your individual assignment would be a case study. So again, tadi saya kata dalam ni ada part of it would be your quizzes in this individual assignment. And the group assignment would be a report as well as a group presentation. Yang ni depends lah. Nanti I will look at the final number of our class. Then kita tengok lah how many groups yang kita boleh buat. Maybe because I need at least 3 person in a group. So kelas kita pun tak ramai. So maybe you will have 3 or 4 groups only. Okay. And then, all right. So I will go straight to topic 1. Before that, do you have any question? Tak ada kot All right. So as you can see from the course content and the course outline, our first topic would be introduction to Islamic accounting. So like I said, you might wonder what is the difference between the conventional accounting as well as the Islamic accounting kan. So bunyi macam sama ada accounting kan, but we use the term Islamic dekat depan. What does it mean Okay, so these are our table of content. So we look at the introduction, the definition, and the sources of Islamic accounting, the objective, the users, as well as the current development in Islamic accounting. So basically, you will have some ideas what you're going to learn for the next 13 weeks. All right. So again, as I said, for accounting students, this is very easy for you. You understand already. You know already the definition of accounting. But those of you without accounting background, don't worry. I will go step by step with you, stage by stage, so that you understand what does it mean by accounting and what does it mean by Islamic accounting. What is the difference between the two? All right, so if we go back to the definition of accounting, we are talking about a process of identifying, measuring, recording, and communicating. Basically, kalau you tengok the stage dia memang senang je. First, you have to identify. Once you identify, you measure, kira kan. Once you kira, you record. Once you record, you communicate balik to the interested parties. So it involves the collection, analysis, and reporting of financial data to assist in decision making. Okay, so the first 2 points is actually on the conventional definition of conventional accounting. The second 2 points here, same definition, but so in the context of Islamic accounting, we will have to follow Islamic principles and values while performing accounting function. Yang kat atas ni tak ada Islamic principles kat atas ni kak. But for Islamic accounting, kita akan follow Islamic principles. So not only we follow conventional accounting, again, the process is the same. We follow conventional accounting, but we integrate Islamic ethics and jurisprudence into the financial reporting and management. Itu sahaja. That is the basic definition for accounting and Islamic accounting. Sama je, the concept, the principles is actually the same. Plus Islamic accounting, we follow Islamic principles, right? And then, so everybody knows for accounting, we need the report, we need the financial statement for our decision-making process, whether investment decision-making, and also the business decision-making. So when we are talking about a process, so we need that information for the investors, for the creditors, for the regulators, the government might need the financial information to assess the financial position of the company or the financial position of the entity. So in this case, we are talking about the financial institution and the banks, like Islamic banks especially. So in the context of Islamic accounting, again, we must follow the fundamental principles and the Islamic principles in the accounting practice. So itu je beza dia. Right. So I mentioned to you about Islamic principles. So what does it mean? So Islamic accounting operates within the framework of Sharia. So kita ikut Islamic law lah, whereby we have certain prohibited elements, kan? Everybody knows riba tak boleh, gharar tak boleh, maizir tak boleh. So we must follow the principles of Islamic accounting, follow Quran and also Sunnah. Because why, as I put in red font here, the principle of Islamic accounting is to actually ensure transparency, fairness, and ethical conduct in financial transactions, aligning with the broader objective of Islamic finance, which emphasize on the risk sharing, profit sharing, avoidance of interest, and also speculative transactions. Right, so for Islamic accounting or Islamic finance, the focus is on this part and to avoid this part. Right, so what are the sources of Islamic accounting? For the conventional accounting, it's okay, we don't have to worry, kan? The sources datang daripada zaman dulu punya lah, the concept of conventional accounting. But for sources of Islamic accounting, number one, it comes from the Quran. So we have verses in the Quran serve as guidance for Muslims. Talking about fairness, talking about transparency, accountability, avoiding riba, avoiding gharar. So sama jugalah, whatever you learn before, so ini akan influence our accounting standards. And then Sunnah or Prophet traditions, so the sayings, the action and approval of Prophet Muhammad also offer additional insights into ethical business conduct. So this is also one of the sources of Islamic accounting. In fact, these are actually sources for Islamic, not only Islamic accounting, for Islamic finance as well. So consensus or ijma', consensus among Islamic scholars on financial matters. So they have certain consensus for issues especially not addressed in the Quran and also Sunnah. And last but not least, based on qiyas or analogical reasoning. Alright, so we can see that there are 4 sources of Islamic accounting. And several key aspects. Okay, these are the important parts of Islamic principles. And before we move on further, you need to understand why I say that Islamic accounting principle is different from the conventional accounting. So, but you must remember the concept, the process, recording, measuring, communicating, semua sama. Just that for accounting, kita ada accounting principles that involve several aspects. Number one, Sharia compliance. Mesti follow Sharia principles. So in Malaysia, kita ada Securities Commission and Securities Commission ada Sharia Advisory Council. So these are the body that provide us all the Sharia principles to follow, especially in financial transactions lah, in muamalat activities. Definitely prohibit riba, interest or usury, and also Islamic accounting ensure that all financial dealings adhere to this principle. Mesti avoid interest-based transactions. Yang tadilah, ada 3 tadi, interest, riba, uncertainty, and also gambling. Number 2, transparency and disclosure. Not to say that the conventional accounting is not transparent, but in this case, Islamic accounting focus on transparency because to ensure trust and confidence among the stakeholders. So the financial information must be accurately recorded So for transparency and disclosure ni nanti kita akan tengok lah in terms of how Islamic financial institution communicate the information to foster accountability and also the credibility of business and the financial institutions. Social responsibility. Okay, this is also another principle for Islamic accounting that is not really a focus for conventional accounting. So as you all know kan, bila kita cerita pasal accounting, kita cerita pasal business, the first objective is actually to maximize shareholder wealth. In other words, to maximize profit lah. But here for Islamic accounting, the focus is actually on the social responsibility. So not only profit making, of course they nak buat profit juga, but they also focus on societal impact. So it also encourages business to operate ethically and responsibly, considering the welfare of stakeholders, employees, customers, and also the wider community. Okay, include fair treatment of employees, ethical sourcing practice, corporate philanthropy, reflecting the value of compassion and social justice in Islam. So ada part of the profit will go to kita kata welfare, and then accountability. Alright, so the word accounting and accountability is related lah. So accountability ni for conventional accounting pun akan ada because when we talk about accountability, we're talking about the duties, the obligations, and that focus on honesty, integrity, and also diligence. So Islamic accounting promotes ethical behavior and discourage fraud or misconduct. I know under conventional accounting pun sama juga, we promote accountability. Kita tak nak lah ada all the fraud kan. Ada kita kata for in accounting you have things like earnings management. Those are also unethical and also being promoted under conventional accounting. But for Islamic accounting, they focus lebih lagi kepada reminding individuals of the duties and obligation to Allah. Right, asset-based financing. Okay, for conventional accounting, they don't really focus on this asset-based financing. So for conventional accounting, you can pergi bank and you kata nak saya perlukan duit untuk personal loan. So you need money and the bank will happily give you money. Okay, you want to make a personal loan, I give you 10,000 ringgit your personal loan and you pay me back in 10 years time plus interest. Simple tapi tak syariah compliance lah. I'm talking about personal loan. But for Islamic accounting or Islamic finance, they actually rely on asset. Mesti ada, especially for financing, nak berhutang, you need money for finance, you need something to back up and you need asset to back it up. Alright, so for example, when we talk about murabahah contract, cost plus financing, don't worry if you haven't heard of what is mudarabah, what is murabahah, you tak faham pun, don't worry. Yang kita akan tengok nanti later after semester break, we focus more on the Islamic contract ni. But here for the purpose of differences between Islamic accounting as well as the conventional accounting. So for Islamic ni mesti ada asset base, mesti ada asset base lah. Mesti backed by tangible assets. Tak boleh tak ada benda yang backup dia. Because to reduce speculation and to promote risk sharing in line with Islamic principles. And of course, avoidance of riba or interest. So kalau tengok I give you a very simple example lah. Kalau kita tengok saving account dekat bank, if you save money under conventional savings account, you will receive interest. Memang specifically in your account, it will be labeled as interest. But if you save money under Islamic deposit wadiah account, you will receive a profit given back to you in the name of hibah. So the label is different. So kita ada interest tapi dia bagi kita hibah. So because they have to avoid interest or riba. Alright, wealth distribution. Okay, in conventional accounting, there is no focus on wealth distribution. It's just that they call it donations, kan ada lah, but not the focus for conventional accounting. But for Islamic accounting, again, we are talking about equitable wealth. So the rich will help the poor. Paling senang macam tu lah, because when we look at the importance of zakat and sedekah. So zakat is actually redistributing wealth to those in need lah. So those yang ada wealth and bayar zakat, so the zakat payment will go to those in need. So the focus on Islamic accounting is also on wealth distribution. Sebab dia nak apa? The keyword here is equitable wealth distribution. Tak adalah satu pihak je yang wealthy, lagi satu pihak ni tak ada dapat apa-apa. So for Islamic accounting, this wealth distribution is done through zakat as well as sedekah. Ada lagi lah zakat, sedekah, wakaf. So in practice, we can say that Islamic accounting involves specialized techniques and process tailored to meet the requirements of Sharia compliance. So the general concept is the conventional accounting, but in terms of process and techniques, as well as how they conduct the transactions, must follow Sharia. This may include the establishment of Sharia advisory boards or committee within organization. So every organization or every financial institution or Islamic financial institution, they must have what they call as a Sharia advisory board or Sharia advisory committee. So this Sharia advisory committee made up of course, people with Sharia background, the Islamic background, as well as people with Islamic finance background or the kita kata the content knowledge background. So it's a combination of both. Bukan ilmu Syariah sahaja, but they also need Islamic finance background. To ensure that financial practices align with Islamic principles. So this is what I mentioned before. We have AOFI, and in Malaysia kita ada IFSB lah, based in Malaysia, International Islamic Financial Services Board. So if you read or maybe you already know that Malaysia ialah the largest Islamic finance hub in the world. So bukan main lah, kita used to follow Bahrain punya style, but we also have our own, and the institution is actually based in Malaysia. So all the discussion apa semua done dekat sini lah, sebab kita memang focus on Islamic finance ni. So one of the body related to Islamic accounting is this one, AOFI. So again, as I mentioned before, kalau conventional accounting kita ada IASB. So for Islamic accounting, kita ada AOFI. So Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institution. So they also come up with accounting standards, just like IASB come up with IFRS 2, ataupun MASB come up with Malaysian accounting standards. AOFI ni dia pun ada accounting standard juga, just to guide the Islamic financial institution. Alright, the users ini pun, I think if you are familiar with users of accounting information, basically we are talking about the same group of people. Number one is the individuals or the employee juga kan, who manage the account, who make the investment decision. Individuals termasuklah employees, termasuklah investors. We have managers of organization. They need information, they need financial information, they need accounting information for planning, control, and resource allocation. Investors, they need the information for their investment. Macam kita kan, when you want to invest in share, for example, you want to know mana Syariah counter, kan? Kita nak counter yang comply with Syariah. So as an investor, you want to do that. Or if let's say you want to invest in Bitcoin, katakan. So you want to know, is Bitcoin investment Syariah approved or not? Which Bitcoin ataupun which platform yang offer ataupun provide this Syariah compliance products. So we need that information as an investor. Creditors. Okay, I put here non-interest based creditors because in conventional accounting, the creditors are actually get their return in terms of interest. But for creditors in Islamic accounting, we are talking about the non-interest based creditors to assess the credit worthiness of clients. Government and regulators, they need the information to assess compliance. So as you can see, the list of contohnya, kita ada list of Syariah approved counters. But the list is updated, not every month lah, every 3-4 months. So they update because some company maybe dah dapat Syariah approved, tapi somehow the next year dah bukan Syariah compliant. Contoh macam all banks in Malaysia yang bukan Islamic bank, Maybank, RHB, Afin Bank, yang bank ni, not the Islamic part. Their shares are actually non-Syariah compliant sebab bank memang involved in interest kan. So those are the things that you need to, or the government and the regulators need to decide to have when they have Islamic accounting information. Alright, so the difference between conventional and Islamic accounting is the users for the zakat authorities. So for conventional accounting, tak ada yang kat sini. So this is for wealth distribution. For Islamic accounting, ada. Because for Islamic institutions, even company owned by Muslim, if you look at the financial statement dekat bawah tu, lepas dia bayar tax, dia akan bayar zakat. So computation of zakat is important under Islamic accounting. Alright, as well as other users lah. I should put students here as well, because you and me, we need the information, or we need to understand the Islamic accounting information for our learning process. So we need to know as well. Not only this, termasuklah students. Alright, so for this users, we can actually divide into two types. So within organization and external to the organization. So as I said before, saya tengok dalam senarai kita ada 3 different programs kat sini. So for accounting, maybe this is nothing new to you because you have done these courses before. But for those of you without accounting knowledge, just to let you know that when we talk about groups of information and groups of accounting information, kita ada dua, satu within the organization, inside the organization, or outside to the organization. So when we learn or when you talk about management accounting, we are talking about information, financial statement, planning, control within the organization, dalam tu, management accounting, how to manage your cost, how to manage your purchases inside or within the organization. So that is what you do when you learn management accounting, when you learn costing inside the organization to plan and also to control. The other group can be outside of the organization. So kat atas ni tadi, information yang perlukan ialah managers lah, managers and employees, and also the managers lah, basically managers and employees. So for the external organization, like you and me, kita outside of the organization, but we still need the information. So this is called financial accounting. So if you go back to the name of this course, namanya Islamic Financial Accounting. Sebab kita fokus yang bawah ni je. Kita tak tengok yang costing dia, kita tengok yang bawah ni. The financial accounting. Financial accounting means the information external needed by person external or outside of the organization. As shareholders, dua daripada organization kan. Creditors, outside investors, government and public. So the focus of our course is on this part. So don't worry if you don't like costing apa semua tu tak apa, kita tak belajar pun kat sini tak ada, kita buat kat bawah ni je. More on financial reports, financial statements. Alright, so last but not least, a bit on current developments in Islamic accounting. So IFIs, international, but Islamic financial institutions or IFIs. So memang kita ada banyak lah. So saya tak ada pula share list of IFI dekat Malaysia ni, but you can Google lah nanti nak tengok how many IFIs do we have in Malaysia. So we have AOFI tadi to set the accounting standard for IFI. Right. If you wonder, kalau especially if you are familiar with IFRS, IFRS kita ada MPERS dan kita ada public sector accounting standard kan. So those of you yang belajar accounting ni, kita ada macam-macam accounting standard to cater different institution. So on top of that, on top of IFRS, on top of MPERS, on top of public sector, PISAS tu, kita ada AOFI for Islamic financial institution. Because for bank, financial institution basically, kalau nak mudah kita kata bank lah. Financial institution kan. But for conventional financial institution, they can follow IFRS. They follow je yang conventional tu. But for Islamic financial institution, for example, Bank Islam, Bank Muamalat, dia akan follow AOFI standard. So the standard yang dia report tu, let's say macam mana nak report the revenue, macam mana nak report the cash flow, they have to follow AOFI. For conventional company, conventional accounting, for banks contohnya, or for any other companies that you learn before, the reporting of their financial statement, dia hanya follow International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRS tu. For Islamic banks, dia akan ikut AOFI. Harmonization effort, okay, growing trends toward harmonizing Islamic accounting standards. That is why kita ada AOFI ni lah. Kalau tak masing-masing pakai standard masing-masing kan, haywire jadinya. So most Islamic organizations, they follow AOFI. And AOFI ni tugas dia sangat berat lah, because they have to try to converge Islamic accounting practice with global accounting standard. They cannot prepare something yang out of the world. Orang kata, kita dah prepare ni untuk IFRS. Okay, the reporting yang standard tu kan, we have to prepare. And then on top of that, we have to prepare ikut AOFI ni pula. So they have to have 2 set of standards, which is not cost effective kan. So this AOFI, they try their best to converge Islamic accounting practice with global accounting standards. So not only IFRS lah, we are also talking about GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. Okay, integration of technology. Definitely, like conventional accounting, Islamic accounting also experience advancement in technology adoption. So kita ada juga Islamic finance software. So sekarang semua orang cerita AI lah, machine learning semua kan. So untuk Islamic finance pun sama juga, ada juga to streamline the accounting process, to enhance transparency, as well as to ensure compliance with Syariah principles. Jangan pula kata, oh, this is Islamic accounting, they don't need technology. No, they also need technology, just like conventional accounting. Research and education, just like what we are doing now, the academic institutions, research center are increasingly focusing on Islamic accounting research. This can also be a career to you. If you are interested in Islamic accounting, you can go to AOFI. Mungkin tak nak buat the conventional accounting. So you punya interest, let's say, in Islamic accounting, boleh. That is a career for Islamic accounting as well. Sebab the concept that you have to understand, that you have to learn, sama je. In fact, AOFI tadi ni, this body, mungkin you all familiar dengan ACCA, CIMA semua kan. But this AOFI ni, they also offer certified program. So for example, AOFI ni dia ada what they call as Certified Islamic Professional Accountant. So jangan ingat you nak jadi accountant, CPA or ECCA je. AOFI ni pun ada. Dia ada Certified Islamic Professional Accountants. They have Certified Sharia Advisor and Auditor. So they have different programs. In fact, for CIMA pun dia actually ada yang certificate in Islamic finance, ada juga. So because this is a very broad and interesting area, ramai yang dah involved into this ataupun venture into this area. So in Malaysia pun we have a few, like I said before, AOFI bagi, and then kita ada IFIM. Kalau dekat Malaysia kita ada IFIM, they also provide certificate. So macam saya kata tadi lah, there is always an Islamic accounting profession. So jangan ingat your profession would be very limited, pergi buat yang conventional je, tak. So if you are interested, there is always a profession for you. Okay, so as a conclusion, I hope by now you all can differentiate between the conventional accounting and the Islamic accounting, because the difference only in terms of Islamic principles. So Islamic accounting represent unique approach to financial reporting and management. Sama je konsep dia, but guided by Sharia principles. Focus on ethical values. Focus on promoting transparencies. Focus on equitable wealth. Focus on social responsibility. Okay, and also focus on sustainable financial system. Alright, so these are the references. And do you have any questions so far? Senyap je semua, so I assume senyap tu tanda setuju je lah, tak ada apa-apa masalah. So this is the reference that we have, and you can also use my slides for your references. And that's basically our topic 1, but I need to discuss with you what you have to do for the rest of the week. I give you 3 weeks, given our add drop period. Sebab saya tengok dalam kelas ni masih lagi ada drop, so masih lagi belum settle. So I give you Those of you who already settled with this class, then it's fine. So congratulations to you. You boleh bertenang and boleh follow all the instructions. But those of you yang mungkin nak masuk dulu, lepas ni nak drop or apa, so this is also up to you. But what I have prepared here is actually task for you for these 3 weeks. This week until end of week 3 lah, sampai lepas raya, sampai minggu raya. I have prepared a forum in my guru. So I want you to submit before end of week 3. Sebelum end of week 3. So kalau boleh this week, next week tu boleh buat lah sebelum you come back week 3, before end of week 3 maknanya minggu raya tu lah. Before Sunday 14th of April tu. So week 3 kita tak ada kelas pun kan sebab kita cuti raya. So you have to submit forum before end of week 3. And those of you yang belum join our WhatsApp group, please do so. The link is provided in my guru. Okay. So if you don't have any question, please scan your attendance for today's class. So I will also share the video with the rest of the class. Maybe ada yang baru join nanti. And I will share with you later because I'll share all the videos dekat on my YouTube channel. So you can see under Islamic Accounting. Nanti I will post this video of the explanation. Alright, berjaya scan tak?